My name is Erin. Thank you for joining me today. If you are new to this, as am I, feel free to subscribe if you like what you've listened to today or like what you've seen or I don't know. Today's topic is super important because today we're talking about motivation. Woo, motivation. Everybody feels like getting the job done, except when we don't. So today, I actually was not going to do the video today. I was like, do it tomorrow. We're going to do a video about procrastination, probably. Maybe this is the video about procrastination. Anyway, I decided to do this video because last week had tons of interruptions from TV, from my family, parents. My son is the only thing. My son is the only person that did not make an appearance in the last video, but I did need to talk to him, and they were talking about him, and I was supposed to listen to that, but I was definitely here, and that's irrelevant. So, today, most of my family has decided to go for a quick bike ride just to get out of the house. It's getting cooler out. Like literally. Okay, I am going to be interrupted again because my son came back because he forgot the case for his phone, and now my brother's going to go with them, and that means I just have maybe a few minutes to record with no noise. I even bought a mic, professional audio mic and everything. It was the cheapest one. Well, it was the expensive one that I could afford, mid-range, because I don't, with the money. Motivation. So I woke up this morning, and the first thing I'm supposed to do is check my work email, and then check any other items that have to do with the opera company, or, just to check in with some of my friends that are on a group chat, which really kind of is a lifesaver for me. Everybody refers to me as an extrovert introvert, but I guess that's true because I do need constant interaction, or at least the option to have constant interaction, and living with my family gives me that for most of the time, but sometimes I'd like to see somebody I'm not related to. Noise. And I did do that today because I picked up these new hair products, and I did these twists on my hair right after my shower, and I actually like this better than the commercial stuff that I've been using. So anyway, wow, I got way off track. This is the problem when I don't feel like doing things. And it's maybe 1 to 3 times a month where I really just don't feel like doing anything. And luckily for me, I have a church job that I go to on Sundays that I haven't been doing since March. Sundays after church, I would just come home and just like relax. And that actually took part of the problem away. So that way, Monday through Friday, I can get up, do my commute, get to work, or whatever. I think there's about to be some noise. Here it goes. I figured I'd talk about motivation because a lot of people, even in normal times, they really do think that motivation is something that comes from within, and very much so it is. I think 95% of motivation comes from within, maybe not even 95%, but I think part of your motivation comes from inspiration. So maybe that's 95% inspiration and then 5% motivation. However it works for you. I always do well when I don't feel like doing something. I watch somebody that inspires me to continue to create, to continue to plan, to continue to do whatever it is that I need to do. Whether that be teaching or working with music or practicing. And one of the things I did this week, I had my... One second. Okay, everyone is gone. So I'm going to say what I have to say as concise in a straight line as possible. I can hardly even say that with a straight face. Motivation. Last night, I had already planned for my motivation to be 0. How have I planned for my motivation to be 0? No idea. I felt it coming on yesterday. I was just like, I'm just going to stay in bed this morning. I didn't need to do my office hours for my students. That's on Fridays and Mondays. And then I did extra office hours on Tuesday and Wednesday, and nobody showed up. I absolutely looked lovely. Actually, I did my makeup while I was doing the office hours. I just have to sit there 15 minutes, and if nobody shows up, then I leave. Whew, okay, so I have so many things to do for so many different reasons. One of those is I Colori dell'Opera is doing virtual workshops. So I've been talking to the teachers and creating marketing materials And when I'm not doing something for my teaching job, I'm doing that. At lunch, I'm thinking about that. I'm working on, digital graphics type stuff on the computer. And then like when I'm eating lunch, I'm doing it on my phone. And I just, it's so much stuff. And I still have stuff that I need to do today for that. But I'm not worried about it. I set up templates a long time ago. And part of when I get my spurts of actual motivation and inspiration, I try to do more than what my goals are for that day because I know these days come. And I know people have those days. And I know some people can't control when they have these days. Well, I don't necessarily think I'm in control of it. I mean, I can say that probably in regards to my job, this was probably one of the least productive days. I tried to do some grading. I didn't do any planning, which I really need to do because I have to post their assignments tomorrow. I just don't feel like it. I didn't even do my makeup. I did lipstick like while I was quickly setting up these lights and kind of my recording station. I didn't even have time to look at my new microphone. I took the manual to bed with me, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read that when I wake up in the morning. And really all I did was watch one of my friends that has her YouTube channel. I watched all of the videos that she posted that I missed. She does interviews with other opera divas, and I think that's really cool. One of them had her debut at the Metropolitan Opera very recently at the Porgy and Bess HD live broadcast that they did at the Met that went to theaters, and I really wanted to go. Alas, it was not in the cards for me. All right, motivation. I don't have it. I didn't put makeup on. I did my hair because I have to. It was, I'll put a little creation I made. Probably 3 years ago was the last time. No, 2 years. Let's go with 2 years. 2 years was the last time I actually used a flat iron on it to straighten it. And it's a new process because I'm natural now. So I like this hairstyle. Anyway, the problem with when I have no motivation is that's when my ideas pop into my head. I had several ideas and I remembered something a friend mentioned and I said, oh my God, that's a great idea. I'll do that tomorrow at 6. It is now the day after tomorrow, not 6. Like I completely missed it and I really should have done it, but I don't know. Anyway, marketing logistics, and this is something I have to work out in my head. And and if I solve that problem, it means I have to write it down. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. And honestly, I know some people have zero motivation when they feel overwhelmed. They feel like they're not going the right direction in their goals, or they're not going the right direction, period. They have no idea what they want to do, and they're just like, I just can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. And I honestly think motivation comes from your inspiration and having something, even a glimmer of a goal, and hope that you can get to that goal. So I'm not sure how to garner your motivation. And I don't know if I'm talking to me or talking to you or talking to everybody or talking to anybody else who's having the same problem as me. It does have to come from you. I guess what I like about teaching is that I do get to motivate students, but I have to figure out what motivates them. And like I said, inspiration, having a goal, even a glimmer of a goal, because I teach 14-year-olds. They don't know what they want to do. Some of them do, and some of them are like, well, I think I want to graduate. And I'm like, you think? That's a good goal. Let's work toward it, okay? But the other thing is the hope that you can reach that goal. Because some people, you have that goal, and you're like, there's no way I'm going to do that. For example, opera singing. A lot of people's goal is to sing at the Metropolitan Opera. And yeah, that was my goal at one point. And I'm not going to pass it up if that ever happens. But also, I'm not auditioning for things. So, how is that going to happen if I'm not doing that? Do I practice? Yeah, I practice. Do I have a voice teacher? Yeah, I have a pretty awesome voice teacher. Do I feel like practicing? No, I don't feel like practicing. I really don't. So on the days I don't feel like practicing, I still warm up because, if you stay warm every day, it's easier to sing. I don't know who told me that, but it's probably truth universally accepted. I have my lyrics written out for the 3 songs that we've been working on. And I have in some places I have a literal translation and sometimes I have an artistic translation. And I'm just like, using different sources, and I have my little dictionaries and be like, but what does this mean? But when you're not motivated, this is really hard to do because you're just like, I don't care. Like, who it is? Oh, it's Cleopatra. She's probably really powerful and really pretty, and she like has other people to put the makeup on for her and her clothes on, and I don't have that. I'm staying in bed, thanks. And so I knew I was gonna spend the morning like that. I found my inspiration. I said, this is who I'm watching. I'm gonna watch my friend. I know her channel is pretty amazing. When I have no motivation, typically I get ideas because my brain is trying to figure out how can we get this done the fastest way without you putting any energy into it whatsoever. And there's no good answer to that. The only way to get something done quickly is with putting energy into it. And that's that little motivation, that little inspiration, that hope, all three of those things. So, what happens? What causes this lack of motivation? Being human. I think it's worth recognizing that at least American culture is, if you're not busy, you're not doing the right thing. If you're not working right now, you're not working towards your goal. And I don't think that's how that works. I think you need equal parts rest, equal parts planning, equal parts doing. You can't just go from plan, do, plan, do, plan, do, plan, do, because then you burn out. And I forgot where I heard that. Somebody said it, and I think it's true because I actually did my 9th year of teaching. There's a gap between my 9th year and my 10th year of teaching, and I burned out in 8 and 9 because I really was trying to do too much. Now, I could do it, and I did do it, and I think I did a hell of a good job. Sorry, I think I did a great job. I have video from that time, and I really do think I made really big steps personally. Oh, sorry, with my personal goals. It's those Brussels sprouts. It's the Brussels sprouts. My dad said I was going to have the issue, but I love them. Okay, wait, hold on. I don't love Brussels sprouts. I like when a very specific chef makes them, and then one person from my church choir, the chef that I was talking about, he made Brussels sprouts, and he even made grilled octopus. I hate octopus. If you put octopus on my plate, I will not eat it. I will not. I will taste a little bit of it, but I've always hated the texture and I've always hated the taste. This guy grilled the octopus, and I was like, can I have another tentacle? And I don't understand how big that is for me, because it wasn't until like 3 years ago that I started eating shrimp. I'm a weird Louisiana person. I did not like shrimp. I don't know. I think it was a texture thing. I don't like it when it's been frozen. Like you cook it and then you freeze it and then you try to do it again. I think it has to be fresh. Anyway, whatever. So I know I get overwhelmed with things. I did do the burnout, and it took an entire almost 12 months off from teaching for me to get that motivation to walk back into a classroom. I'm still upset that I walked back into a classroom because my ideal situation would be part-time, doing either teaching Spanish or choir or both part-time. Like I only teach Spanish to this group of people, and I only teach choir to one choir. I have one choir, and we can do all the performances we want to do, but I'm not the type of person that's probably going to stay in a traditional 9-to-5 job if I can help it. Which is possibly a lie because I'm really big on entrepreneurship, which you might have guessed from that. But anyway, right now I am not overwhelmed. I'm just simply whelmed. This is a lot to do. I don't like looking at a computer screen for 7 hours. I don't want to do that. I don't like it right now. I have to be on the computer. But I have come up with ways to get things done while I'm staying in bed. So I've convinced myself that if I'm on a tablet, I'm not doing that much work. So I log into the little app and I just kind of read through papers while I watch a YouTube video. That's what I did this morning. I paid more attention to the YouTube video than what I was reading, but I definitely did get through 3 classes that way. That's motivation. I know last time I talked about writing those ideas down. That really does kind of help you get that motivation up when you make your list, okay? So I didn't mention that for no reason. This really could be just part 2 of the last video that I made. And I don't think everything has to go exactly to plan all the time. I think if my family hadn't gone for a bike ride, I would have just said, you know what? I'll figure out how to build this mic today before I go to sleep. And then maybe I'll record early in the morning tomorrow before anyone gets up. I'll just set everything up and then they'll just hear me talk while they're trying to sleep. Sometimes motivation just kind of goes like click, seize the moment, and you're just like, let me do this now or I'm gonna forget. So that's where the inspiration comes and the little hope comes from. And they're back. Okay, they're back. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Motivation. When you have zero motivation, you don't know what to do, you don't feel like doing anything, schedule the time to not do anything. Because sometimes when you have no motivation, it's because you're not resting enough. I can honestly say I've gotten more than enough rest, but I don't sleep well at night. Nighttime is when my brain is the most active. It's very much like, oh, remember that thing that you did in 2011 and made a fool of yourself? Let's think about that. And so instead of thinking about that, I either watch something or I do something else. Oh, y'all are loud. Right. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Plan time for rest. Always plan time for rest. Always plan time for rest. And once again, always plan time for rest. Also, plan time for yourself. Plan time for yourself if you need quiet time. If you don't need quiet time, plan time to rest. I'm going to go help my child find the grade rate. So I'm going to end there. If you like what you listened to so far, go ahead and subscribe. Let me know what you do when you have no motivation and what motivates you. What's your inspiration? You can let me know in a comment. Thanks for being with me today. Bye.